What is escrow? What is it all about? I think escrow appears complicated from the outside, but let's just start out. What is escrow? Well, first of all, escrow really has two different terms. There are escrow companies, and then there's the escrow process. And so when you purchase a home, there's two major entities involved besides the real estate entities, which is the escrow company and the title insurance company. In some parts of California, if you're watching in California, a lot of times those are merged. The escrow and title company are together. If you're outside California, some states don't even use an escrow company per se. But let's just stick with California. The escrow company is a neutral third party. They are there to make sure the buyer has done what they were supposed to do and the seller has done what they were supposed to do, and then they perform mutual instructions. The escrow company has no right to do anything until both parties agree. For example, if a buyer defaults on a purchase, does something wrong, and a seller feels they have a right to that deposit money, escrow cannot distribute that money until both the seller and buyer agree. Even if you read the contract and the seller is completely in the rights, the seller cannot make the decision. They are not judge and jury. They just follow the directions that are mutually agreed. So the escrow process, and it starts upon offer acceptance. The second your offer is accepted, escrow is opened. The ultimate job of them is to make sure that the money the buyer is paying for the house enters escrow and the title for the home is then switched, right? So you as a buyer want the title to the home and the seller wants the money. So they're going to make sure that switch happens when everyone has performed everything in that contract. How long is escrow? So escrows can be, I'll just say an average of 30 to 45 days. That's what we typically see. But again, it's whatever's mutually agreed. You may agree to a 1 week escrow. You might agree to a 90-day escrow. But is the time frame from offer acceptance until the close of escrow, which is when title is transferred to the new owner. The real question is, why do escrows fail? Why do deals fall apart? And are those avoidable? So there's a lot of different reasons why escrows fall apart. Sometimes it's from mistakes that people are making. It could be a mistake the buyer makes, a mistake the lender makes, a mistake the realtor makes. I mean, there are thousands of things that are happening during the start of an escrow to the close of an escrow that can get screwed up. From bad appraisals, a buyer not filling out their paperwork correctly with the lender, not getting approved in time, inspection issues, sellers not providing the information that was supposed to be provided to the buyer. So how do you avoid all these? I'm going to tell you, it's working with someone who's been through the process thousands of times, hundreds of times, whatever it might be, that can foresee these issues ahead of time. It's like being able to drive a car and seeing the bumps before you run over them, knowing how to maneuver around them without running through them. And so that's the key. So when choosing your agent, try to understand how many times have they been through the escrow process before? How long has their team leader been through the escrow process before? Can they help you avoid those bumps, save you a lot of time, energy, money, and certainly headaches?